This is the OnePlus 6T versus the Google Pixel 2 XL. My name is Mac. Welcome to B4YB. And today we got a head-to-head comparison with the OnePlus 6T and the Google Pixel 2 XL. Yes, I know the Pixel 2 XL is last year's flagship from Google's camp, but I still think this is a good phone for 2018 and a good comparison since the price drop. So we'll see whether or not this phone is better than the OnePlus 6T. Let's get started with the OnePlus 6T. I recently purchased the OnePlus 6T because I was looking for a device that would meet my needs for my day-to-day usage. The Pixel 2 XL has a problem with it, a couple of problems I'll be mentioning later on. The OnePlus 6T has a gorgeous 1080p OLED display, very vibrant, good viewing angles. The build quality is superb. I'm thoroughly impressed with what OnePlus is able to do with this phone at this price range. The all-glass build, it just feels very nice in the hands, very hefty, and you can just tell it's premium. And I like it a lot. I think that design with that subtle OnePlus logo is really good. Let's get it out of the way. The phone has a notch, but unlike all these iPhone ripoffs, OnePlus has a unique and subtle way of dealing with this notch. And personally, I'm not bothered by it. It's very unobtrusive. And if you're going to make a notch on your phone, I think most phone companies need to take notes here. Another great thing that OnePlus continues to include is an alert slider. I love this so much. I feel like this feature is very underrated. And I'm glad to see it return in the 6T. And yes, now I'm a big advocate of packing features into a smartphone, but I also am very critical when phone companies decide to remove features. So OnePlus has removed the headphone jack. For me personally, it won't affect me, but I just want to let most users out there know it is gone. So that kind of sucks for the people that rely on that. Now let's talk about that fingerprint sensor. I really like this. I'm so glad that OnePlus was able to execute this really well. It's very fast and very accurate. I haven't really had any problems with it. And I think it's so cool. The animations are a little corny. I wish there were more choices. But the one I picked out, I felt was like the less lame looking one, if you could say. So, yep, being able to unlock my phone while the phone is on the desk is huge for me since I always have my phone on the left side as I'm using my computer. I like that a lot. The day-to-day performance of the phone has been amazing. Snapdragon 845 coupled with 8 gigs of RAM. Anything I throw at the phone never fails to disappoint me. It fails to disappoint me, and comparing this to my previous phone, which cost a lot more at the time, and OnePlus has got a good thing going for it right here. There are a couple of things to point out though. You don't get wireless charging, and like I said earlier, you're losing that headphone jack. There's no official IP certification, and no micro SD card slot. Personally, I don't need any of these features I just mentioned. None of these are deal breakers for me, so OnePlus 6T ticks all the right boxes for me personally, and is a very solid phone. OnePlus also sells their own cases on their website. I do have to mention, I really like the way these look. It has a very nice finish and very good feeling. Feels like the materials are high quality. But I do have to mention though, there is an issue I have with my case. As you can see by the alert slider, there's a small gap over there. Kind of annoying. I have emailed OnePlus to support, so we'll see how that goes. Battery life has been amazing so far. I'm getting all-day battery life, moderate to heavy use. My daily use consists of me going through a million emails and chatting, watching videos on Instagram. I was able to get about 4 hours and 34 minutes with 30% still remaining. And if you really need to charge, you got the quick charger, you can juice up real quick. In like 30 minutes, I think I was able to get 55% back. So, really impressed with that. Now let's talk about the camera real quick. I have some sample shots here. You're going to see some shots from the Pixel 2 XL, OnePlus 6T, using the OnePlus camera app, and using the OnePlus 6T with a Google camera. I've noticed though in my shots, the Google camera on the OnePlus 6T takes much better shots, but it's nowhere near where the Pixel 2 XL is. In short, using the Pixel 2 XL, it's much better, with the Pixel 3 camera app, you can shoot night mode, and you can see the edge over here, and this is where the Pixel 2 XL shines. Way better night shots. That was a very dim lit room when I took that shot. The OnePlus 6T does a respectable job, but it's nowhere near where the Pixel 2 XL is. And for that matter, just use a Google camera if you're using a OnePlus 6T. So let's talk about the Pixel 2 XL now. This is Google's flagship device from last year. It was an amazing phone when it first came out. And it's one of my favorite Android phones of all time, or smartphones for that matter. It has a beautiful 1440p OLED screen versus that 1080p that you see in a OnePlus 6T. Honestly, I don't notice any more pixels in this OnePlus 6T, and I have to say I feel like I like the screen of the OnePlus 6T better. And just to know, it has a warmer tone. If that's something that you're into, it does have a slight color shift when you look at it off axis. Not really noticeable in day-to-day use. In terms of build quality and design, it looks really good in this white color. I'm happy with the build quality. I know it looks a little understated, but it looks cool. It's a very unique phone. The phone's been dropped several times in the course of me using it. Nothing's cracked. Granted, I use a case, but this phone doesn't have a single dent on it and no real visible scratches despite me not using a screen protector since day one. So it holds up over time. Good job, Google. Now let's talk about the real reason why people like the Pixel phones. That camera. Simply amazing. Until this day, even with the release of Pixel 3, which virtually has no real hardware changes by the way, this phone is in the upper echelon of smartphone cameras. You simply will not be disappointed. Especially if you use a Pixel 3 camera app, by the way. Pixel 2 XL does have a fingerprint sensor in the back. Works fine, not really noticeable compared to the OnePlus 6T. Google did kill the headphone jack when they released this phone. I know how they made fun of the iPhone when they released the first Pixel. Kind of sucks. It seems like they didn't get as much backlash compared to OnePlus for this move. But they did remove it, and people still bought the phone. And people still use it till this day. So I think in 2018, the Pixel 2 XL is still a good value, especially for that price drop. I think it starts at $700 now. Let's talk about those front-facing speakers. I love them. The way they're positioned is great, but over time they do collect dust. A lot of lint. I hated that. And I noticed the OnePlus 6T actually has a louder speaker. Doesn't sound much better, but just know it's louder. My issues with the Pixel 2 XL is that it slowed down over time. I feel like the RAM management or just not having enough RAM kind of is the cause for that. I have a lot of apps running in the background. Wasn't able to replicate it in this video, obviously. Only doesn't work when I need it to work. But yeah, and the battery life kind of sucked after a while. One thing I will miss though is that always on display and being able to show what song is playing. Now let's test out the front facing cameras. So now I'm testing out the Google Pixel 2 XL's front facing camera in the video department just to see how well it does in a low light situation. I have two lamps on right now, and I'm going to compare this with the OnePlus 6T and see how the audio sounds. So now I'm back with the OnePlus 6T, comparing this to the Google Pixel 2 XL, just trying to see how it does in the same lighting situation. Right off the bat, I can kind of tell or kind of see from the screen that it looks a lot brighter, but we're going to have to see once I have it up in the computer. Also, just let me know how the audio quality is. So back again with the OnePlus 6T. That first video I took was with the Google camera. Now I'm shooting this with the stock OnePlus camera app. So hopefully you can tell the difference. Just let me know in the comment section below which one looks best. And to wrap up this review, I'm sticking with the OnePlus 6T just because I've had a lot of issues with my Pixel 2 XL. Although the Pixel 2 XL was a great device, it served me really well. Over the year, the battery life has dropped, and I just needed something that would perform as well. The OnePlus 6T is a really, really good value device right now. I feel like the amount of phone you're getting, and this is a true flagship device, OnePlus has done a really good job. I hope to continue to improve this OnePlus line, And if you guys want to see more videos like this, please leave a like down below. Subscribe. If you want to see more videos, shoot me what kind of videos you guys want to see. This whole entire video was shot with these smartphones, so I don't really have a camera, and it's nothing really professional. I'm just getting started, but yeah, I'd appreciate any feedback, anything constructive. And yeah, if you have any questions at all about this review, leave it down below. I want to see what your guys' opinions are, and I want to see if you guys are still interested in picking up a Pixel 2 XL, or if you're thinking about the OnePlus 6T. Alright, thanks again for watching, guys. This has been Mac for B4YB.